So graphics upgrade 3.1 gets great news in its relation to the PlayStation 5 Pro. A big PlayStation 5 update is now out in beta with multiple changes, and PlayStation VR 2 getting more AAA console games. Those are the stories we're going to go over today, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. First, yes or no, do you live in the US or not? It's related to one of the stories we're going to go over today. And also, my YouTube stats say most of my audience is from the US, so let's see if that's accurate. So comment below yes or no if you're from the US or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, graphics upgrade 3.1 and the PlayStation 5 Pro connection. So, we've been covering Fidelity FX Super Resolution on this channel since 1.0 launched back in 2021, and we've seen some of the evolution of this technology over this period of time. For people who don't know, it's upscaling technology, taking in a lower native resolution and upscaling that to a higher visual resolution, so taking something like native 1440p and upscaling that to 4K, and that leaves the window open for more performance, pushing FPS counts higher. FSR 3.0 launched last year, and we didn't see an upgrade to the upscaling technology. It was still using the same tech from FSR 2 from my understanding, so we haven't seen an upgrade to the upscaling tech since 2022. The big change in FSR 3 was the frame generation technology, which focused on increasing the visual FPS for a smoother overall image. Now we finally have an upgrade to the upscaler. Reading from Anand Tech, AMD's FSR 3.1's primary enhancement is its improved temporal upscaling image quality. Compared to FSR 2.2, the image flickers less at rest and no longer ghosts when in movement. This is a significant improvement as flickering and ghosting artifacts are particularly annoying. Meanwhile, FSR 3.1 has to be implemented by the game developer itself, and the first title to support this technology sometime later this year is Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. AMD had shown off examples of these changes, and they look pretty significant in terms of improvements over FSR 2.2. According to AMD's official press release, FSR 3.1 will be featured in games later this year. Isn't that interesting? Later this year, the PlayStation 5 Pro is reportedly set to launch, and Moore's Law's Dead's leaked document shows Sony showing off their technology PSSR and how it's better than FSR 2 using Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. The same way AMD is using Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart to show how FSR 3.1 is better than FSR 2.2. I personally wonder if these docs leaked purposely before GDC started, because if we heard leaks that PSSR is better than FSR 2 right now, people would be wondering, okay, what about FSR 3.1? Is it better than FSR 3.1? That's maybe just my paranoia speaking, but it's just an interesting thing to notice. Sony's PSSR, from the name, including Super Resolution, PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, sounds like it's based off FSR, Fidelity FX Super Resolution. I'm wondering if the only difference between FSR 3.1, which launches later this year, and PSSR, which also launches later this year on potentially the PlayStation 5 Pro, is the hardware machine learning technology on the PlayStation 5 Pro, which is obviously a significant bump over just using FSR 3.1. So for the base PlayStation 5, will you have support for FSR 3.1, and the PS5 Pro will have PSSR with machine learning? I'm really curious to see the differences between these two come later this year and the comparisons that happen. And if you're enjoying the video so far, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community on our way to 150,000 subscribers. Now, diving into the second story of the video, big PlayStation 5 update live now. So yesterday, I woke up and out of nowhere, I'm seeing posts left and right about live wallpapers and a huge change in the PlayStation 5 UI in beta. And I'm just sitting there thinking, is Sony forcing the second major update of the year so they can clear out any issues before the launch of the PlayStation 4 or something like that? Because we just had a beta and a public launch for the last major update just not too long ago. Well, the update today is significant, but only to the Explore page on the PlayStation 5, which is only accessible in the United States. So here are the changes, and thanks to Mystic, a fellow YouTuber here, obviously you guys all know this, for the breakdown, because Sony didn't put out any public information on this. It's in beta now and only for invited people in the United States, which of course sucks for the rest of us. The Explore page now has evolved from something mainly useless for a lot of people to essentially your snapshot dashboard of your entire PlayStation 5 experience in one UI page, which is it's pretty cool. So the big hype for many people came from these live wallpapers being mentioned, with many thinking it's dynamic themes finally coming to the PlayStation 5, but nope, it's just a live wallpaper for the Explore tab specifically. That's it. Again, pretty cool, but I hope this is a sign that full system dynamic themes are on the way, maybe later this year, maybe potentially. I'll even take these live wallpapers, but just let me have that as my normal background across the UI. You can also seemingly use custom images as your background as well, but again, only for the Explore tab and nowhere else. And you can only use the images on your console drive and not your external drive. There seems to be some beef with the external drive and this Explore tab upgrade, which I'm not sure why. Outside of that, everything else is about this widget mania situation. Now you have widgets for everything. Your connected devices and their battery status, your friends list, your recent game captures, the PlayStation Network store, your console storage, which I hope they update to allow us to see the status of our external storage, because it seems to just be locked to the internal storage. As I mentioned earlier, they have a beef with the external storage. I'm not sure why, but I hope they have that updated in the future. Trophies, etc. Basically everything on your PlayStation 5 in one snapshot area to access all of the information ready for you right there. Basically widgets highlighting everything you care about on your PlayStation 5. You can even reorganize these widgets with presets for solo focused players or multiplayer focused players, providing information you'd care about the most first right there up in center. Hopefully they allow us to customize this ourselves in the future, and hopefully this means Sony will now release the Explore tab, this Explore tab page, to more countries, like maybe the US's next door neighbor, Canada. Maybe sometime this year you guys can give it to Canada. We'll see how this goes, of course, but you guys let me know if you're in this beta or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And now diving into the final story of the video, Flat to VR Studios. So this is exciting, and I just wanted to give it some shine here. Flat to VR are a group of modders that have managed to transfer a lot of great AAA flat screen games to VR on the PC space, obviously. Now this group has created an actual studio called Flat to VR Studios, and they want to officially work with publishers to get official VR ports of their games, which puts a huge smile on my face. They're already working on a port of a secret Switch/Steam game coming to VR that should apparently release later this year or early 2025. I'm excited to see the growth of this studio because hybrid games will be a pillar of mainline VR. But you guys let me know if you're excited for more AAA titles to come to VR or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is the body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with The Weekend is here. I'm excited for The Weekend. I still have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to get through. Rise of the Ronin just released, so maybe I want to squeeze in some time for that. Helldivers 2 is still taking my time. I'm also still playing the finals, and of course my beloved factions. I will always be playing factions. A lot of games to play this weekend. If you're in the same boat, destroy the comment section with The Weekend is here, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.